humor me? I like to spice up the room a little bit and be unstoppable with you. Can I ask this side of the room, when my arm is in the air, will you say ooh? I like it. Can I ask this side of the room, when my arm is down low, will you say ah? You got this. So ready to do it together? Say da. Ready? Give yourself a round of applause. Thank you. You know, that's what happens every single time I walk in a room. Sometimes it's out of admiration, sometimes it's out of fear, occasionally it's out of curiosity. Most of the time, it's because my skirt's too short. I am unstoppable, Tracy, but what excites me most is disarming your limiting beliefs in unstoppable you, all of you magnificent social change makers that are out there making a difference. I know that there is a place for each and every single one of us, whether we are black or white, whether we're tall or small, whether you have a disability or not, whether you're lesbian, bi, gay, transgender. There's a place for all of us to get through our uncertainties and bust those fears. And so 3 keys to becoming an unstoppable you, so that you can pour into others their unstoppable souls, is the limitless secret. I spell limitless with a B because I'm lim-it-less. It's not a very good joke when I have to spell it. So February 2017, I learned for the first time how exponentially fast bobsledding is. And I would love for us to be unstoppable, exponentially fast like bobsledding. And the secret is to exceed uncertainty, embrace possibility, and earn independence. I was so lucky to be born a 4-way amputee. I learned very early to disrupt the norm is the success in boycotting what you do every day. We know if you do a common thing in an uncommon way, that's when you disrupt the norm and difference is made. I was lucky to be born this way because my everyday way of being is disrupting the norm. If I can do it, be here on TEDx, you can do it. No excuses. A little bit of tough love. No excuses. This is a bow and arrow I'm shooting in hay bale. And yes, no excuses is tough love. But the bonus is no limits. 3 keys to an unstoppable you to make unstoppable others is the limitless secret. The first being exceed uncertainty. When I started sailing as a young girl, because I sail with my legs off, I was top heavy. And I kept falling out of the boat. I was a bit of a weeble wobble doll. You know, I just climbed right back into that boat. And I grew up to be a World Cup sailor. I sailed against able-bodied men in a male-dominated sport. And when it came to the para trials, there were over 20 able-bodied, big, blonde, handsome Viking men. Was great for my dating life. And there were 7 people that were legally disabled. One of them was missing a foot. One of them was missing a thumb. A couple of them were paralyzed from the waist down. I call those paper cuts. And I was the girl who was falling out of the boat my first summer. Exceed uncertainty. Embrace the possibility. Feeling uncertain is no excuse for inaction. You can effect change, not accept change, not adapt to change. You can effect change. You can embrace the possibility. This run here is in Quarterbrook, Newfoundland. It's called, oh my goodness. Have any of you had those moments in life where you find yourself saying, oh my goodness? Just a few hands in the air. Yeah. The first time I skied this run, I skied in the trees 12 times. Wiped out 12 times. Do you think I stayed home or went for it again? Went for it again. And again and again. Thank you, my friend. Yes. And so in those moments when you find yourself saying, oh my goodness, in making a difference in others' lives, and you feel like you're in the trees, you go for it again and again, and never give up. Feeling uncertain is no excuse for inaction. You embrace that possibility. You know, because I could sail and ski, I grew up to teach sailing and skiing. And because I could teach sailing and skiing, I got my teacher's degree. I got into teacher's college. And because I got into teacher's college, I got to teach in Uganda and Jamaica and Mexico and Nepal and 26 countries around the world I've been. Well, thank you. Thank you. You exceed uncertainty and you embrace possible. Bigger than you ever dreamt possible. I went from skiing in the trees to a bronze medal in skiing. And even when you're exceeding uncertainty and believing you are capable and you don't let not knowing how stop you. We didn't know when I went skiing as a 4-way amputee, missing my legs and my hands, how am I going to ski? You know, people missing their legs, they use outriggers, they use their hands. So we weren't sure how to figure it out. We weren't going to figure it out on a couch at home. We had to go for it. We went to the ski hill, and my ski instructor had size 11 feet. So we took my legs off, and we put my thighs in men's boots backwards. And it worked. We were never going to figure that out on a couch at home. We had to go for it and figure it out. You embrace possible even though you don't know how you're going to make a difference. You go for it, you jump, and you figure out the how. But when you're out there all alone, this is me in Thunder Bay, outward bound, the very first time I ever climbed and rappelled on a cliff. And besides a less than flattering shot of my bumbleina, as my little niece would say, I remember when my knees, when my stumps left the edge of this cliff, I felt all alone. Some of you probably at times feel all alone in the passions that you're pursuing, making a difference. And I remember pausing and having another one of those, oh my goodness, moments. And then from up above, out of nowhere, somebody shouts, "Tracy, are you on the ground?" I'd forgotten. Somebody was on my lifeline. Somebody had my safety line, my belay line. I wasn't out there all alone. I'm not up here all alone. All of you are my lifeline. We are each other's lifeline. And so that's how you earn independence, is you're not doing it alone, you rally your lifelines. I went from outward bound Thunder Bay to the climbing the Himalayas of Nepal, the largest mountains in the world. The first day we tried it with my legs on, no good. I left my legs in Kathmandu and did fabulously on my knees. I remember one day we came across a suspension bridge crossing the Modi Kola River. It's 840 feet in the air. It was a little bit breezy, and this suspension bridge was missing planks. And of course, the suspension bridge lines with my legs off are over my head. So after we crossed the suspension bridge, my heart is going bum, 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 bum. And the last thing I felt like doing was taking a rest. So I carried on, and I was in Nepal with a group of students doing leadership development with some local students. So the girl that was traveling with me, Susma, she spoke Nepalese and English. And a massive hay bale starts walking towards me on these spindly little legs, skinnier than mine, would you believe? It looked like SpongeBob SquarePants was coming at me. I thought that the hay bale was going to land on top of me because it started to teeter. And this farmer throws this hay bale down on the ground, and he looks at me, and he points at me, and he says, "If this one looks like that," and he meant me without my arms and my legs, "what do the rest of them look like?" The Nepalese farmer who had been traveling with me, who grew up in a place where babies with disabilities die off, where people with disabilities aren't fed because there isn't enough food, where they feed one donkey and colorful bells and whistles, and then the other 19 donkeys go hungry, but they blindly follow the colorful, noisy donkey because there isn't enough food for all of them. We don't have the technology and legislation and awareness in Nepal. This Nepalese porter that had been trekking with me for 9 days turns to the farmer and he says, "One of them doesn't have a head." He could get to this place where he could make a joke. If we could make a difference in Nepal with such disparity, we can make a difference anywhere. Yes, we are better together. 3 keys to an unstoppable you. Exceed uncertainty. Believe you're capable, even if at first you're falling out of the boat. Embrace possibility. It doesn't matter that you don't know how. Don't avoid failure. Go for it. Jump. You're going to figure out that parachute before you land. You're going to rally your lifelines. You earn independence by rallying. For me, Magnus Liddahl, a gold Olympian, was my lifeline in my Paralympic journey. and I rallied lifelines to driving. And it took me 3 months of washing boats for Magnus before he even gave me the time of day. But after 3 months of showing up every day at 5:30, he finally said, "Come on, let's go sailing." Now, I support others in sailing, and we opened up an international Paralympic sports club for people all around the world, not just Unstoppable Tracy. Make a difference and pour yourself into others, something bigger than you. Earn independence by rallying your lifelines, not alone. 3 keys to an unstoppable you, the unlimitless secret to making a difference: exceed uncertainty, embrace possibility, and earn independence. It's been so fun. It does not have to be the last time we speak. Thank you.